Hello everyone, welcome to Shrinidhi Vinod. Today we're talking about the 10 movies that you need to watch if you haven't yet. But before we get into this, it would be great if you could hit the subscribe button of the channel for more videos on self-help, productivity, movie reviews and even book reviews. So let's get straight into this. Our first movie might be a very common name, but most of the people fail to watch it. Anyway, I would like to introduce this movie into your life. The Shawshank Redemption. This movie is about a banker who gets jailed for a murder he hasn't committed. Well, as crazy as it sounds, usually the best movies have the craziest plots. The banker gets jailed for committing murder of his own wife. But in reality, the wife has cheated on the banker. Embarrassed and losing all his social respect, this man goes to the jail. Well, the story doesn't end there, does it? The movie plot changes into another zone when it comes to the jail scenes. This man faces one of the most tough times of his life, and believe me, you're going to feel that too. So watch this movie if you haven't yet. You would not regret watching this. The second movie we have on the list is Interstellar, a sci-fi movie that talks about time and space travel. This movie stars Matthew McConaughey. This man turned out to be one of the best actors that I have ever seen. In the movie plot, Earth is at the end of its extinction. There are no more crops that can be grown on Earth except for corn. Now all the scientists find a way to persist this human race. Matthew joins as an astronaut to the NASA and goes to this mission to find a planet that is sustainable for humans. In this adventure, you'll see how time changes a man and what impact it can bring for being with just a group of 6 people for more than 20-30 years. Throughout the movie, you might be having your phone in your hand and trying to search a few of the scientific terms on Google. But still, believe it guys, this movie is worth every second spent on it. Our next movie is Inception. Starring Leonardo DiCaprio, this movie is about living in a dream, of a dream, of a dream, of another dream, which is another dream. As stupid and idiotic it sounds, if you haven't watched this movie yet, believe me, you're missing out on some great conspiracy theories that we might actually believe in. This movie might make you wonder that do you even exist on this planet? Anyway, the decision is completely yours. Our next movie is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, starring Tom Hanks, is a movie about a person who's not the most brilliant amongst his peers, but surely knows how to live his life. This movie teaches you the value of life and also how important it is to cherish it. So, go ahead and put that movie on a download list. Our next movie is an animated movie. I know, you might be feeling like Shrinidhi, come on, an animated movie. Anyway, I still want you guys to know that Big Hero 6 is one of the best animated movies I've ever watched till now. A robot that fills up the empty space of a brother and a lot more of adventure. The idea of animated movie itself might sound a bit kiddish for most of the people, but once you realize that all the movies have a story to tell, this movie has a story that can get you interested. Next we have Seven, starring Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. This movie is one of the finest movies ever made. This dates back to 1995. You might feel that this movie is old, but believe me, it still gives me goosebumps even after watching it for the 7th time. Coincidence, right? This movie talks about the 7 sins of life. A murder takes place for each of the sins. The 2 detectives find out who does it. Believe me, each murder will make you go crazier than the previous one. And on a very serious note, this movie can boggle your mind for at least an hour. And if you're really strong-hearted and all that shit, which I felt that I was, it took me days. Our next movie is The Dark Knight and its trilogy. Christian Bale being the Batman, this movie made him my favorite heroes. I know most of the Marvel fans want to kick me in my face right now. Believe it guys, I'm a Marvel fan too, not that kind of a DC guy. And I like more of a light-hearted movie than the dark movies. But Batman, or more importantly, the Dark Knight trilogy, is a much more bigger aspect than just the dark side of it. There is a huge story and of course, how can we forget Christopher Nolan? This movie can make you a huge fan of DC too, simultaneously while being with Marvel. I would also ask you to watch all the Marvel movies, the 26 movies. The entire series is something that you wouldn't want to miss on. And also, you don't want people to judge you for not watching it. Just saying. Our next movie is The Martian. Starring Matt Damon, a group of astronauts are sent to Mars for inhabitation of humans. Sounds realistic, right? Sounds more like Elon Musk to me. However, this movie revolves around a plot where one of the astronauts is left behind on Mars. You guessed it right, that's Matt Damon. Now Matt Damon has to survive for a very very long time all alone on an entire planet, making his own food by his own feces. Man, I can't even tell you the pain of even looking at it. Anyway, this movie also revolves around how you can stay pretty much active in this quarantine also. You might get some inspiration through this. This movie can get you a bit pumped up, though it can bore you a bit in the middle. But I would still recommend you to watch this movie if you have.
Our next movie is The Pursuit of Happiness. This movie revolves around Will Smith and Jaden Smith. Will Smith is a salesman who isn't making enough for his daily needs. One day, his wife leaves him, he's thrown out of his house, and he's on the roads. Now he starts his journey to become a stockbroker. The entire journey turns out to be entirely draining. This movie can touch your hearts and soul. And most importantly, this movie is a true story.
Our next and the last movie on the list is The Prestige. This is a movie revolving around two magicians competing with each other. Of course, for who's the better magician. You would be kicked in the balls by the directors of the movie for the plot change. These are the Western movies that I like and I think you need to watch. Also, if you think we have missed out on any movies, it would be great if you could comment down below your list of 10 movies that we have missed out. And also, hit the like button if we have added even one of your favorite movies in this list. This is my last video. This is also my video. This is my channel. Go and subscribe, but if you haven't done it yet, you still have an opportunity. I'll see you all soon in my next videos. Adios amigos.